As the name would suggest, in this journey we are going to be travelling along the Holland track and then heading out to Roelina and eventually coming all the way around down the coast. The journey will take about 14 days. It's our first campfire. We've just had marshmallows on the coals and Terry's just cleaning up his skewer. But yes. So while I'm lying in bed, minding my own business, these guys are up. They've been up for like about an hour or so. I've been talking in their swags for I don't know how long. Pair of idiots. Nowhere near daylight. Look at this. Pitch black. Oh well. So, morning of day 2. We're just packing up. We're in the final stages. James is just packing up over there behind me. Yeah, we're making good progress through the track. A couple of days we'll be in Kalgoorlie. So, beautiful day today. This is the sort of obstacle we're up against. A bit challenging. Here's James now. Okay. This small scene here shows the difference between four-wheel drives. You watch how easily my vehicle goes through this particular track, and then James comes through exactly the same track, and you can see there's quite a difference between the two vehicles. Alright, well unfortunately every time we have a disaster everyone's so busy trying to help that no one bothers to film it. But I've just been bogged in a very deep rut and my toolbox filled up with water. You can see the big puddle there. The toolbox is draining now, but there's still water inside. I can still see water in there. It's going to take a while. I may have to drill a hole in to let the water out, but anyway, yeah, unfortunately it'd be nice to show you what happened, but no one filmed it. Okay, so we haven't really filmed a lot for this journey because we keep forgetting to film things, but here we are. This is actually our campsite for Camp 2. And yeah, we're, well, James's vehicle set up over there. And yeah, we're just having a little bit of a campfire as always. We've cooked our meal, done our dishes, had a whiskey or two, and we're just basically settling down for the night. So that's Camp 2 for you. course we've been through much worse than this, through mud and shit like that, but every time I get the camera out to film it, James is already right up my arse and I can't get to film it. So I'm trying to film this now, even though this is quite piss weak compared to some stuff I've done.
That slide, John.
We've come across these before and they call them car swallowers. This is not the biggest one we've seen. The biggest one I saw would take my entire truck and the water would be over my roof if I went into it. You can see that if this was full of water you wouldn't know how deep it is until it's too late, and there's no chance of getting back out of that. So yeah, I don't know how they get this deep. Obviously people just go gung-ho and just keep on going gung-ho. Anyway, I forgot to film the other one because I was too busy waiting for James, so I've got to film this one instead. Here's another example of a car swallower. This is clay and it's so soft that as I'm driving on it my tyres feel like they've got no traction whatsoever. It's slippery like being on ice. You can't even steer the car, it just goes wherever it damn well wants to go. If you end up in there, I can pretty much guarantee you won't get out, not today, maybe during summer. But we have other options. There's another path over here. Yeah, there's another one, but I reckon we can get through that one. But, oh, here's another one. And this is what people have to do, they have to try to create a new path. Once they create a new path, it fills up with water, and before long it looks like those other ones. But this one, that's doable, definitely doable. Even though at the moment it's clay, like, I mean, it's sticky to my shoes as you can see. So yeah, it's going to be an absolute pig to get out of that. But I'm even inclined to suggest if I could steer it, I'll create a new path which comes up here, but I'll bet you anything I won't be able to steer it because the mud is just so slippery. But that, that's probably only about 4 foot deep, but I still don't want to go into it because if you get water in where it's not meant to be, it's not good. I'm standing here because he might not be able to steer through this. Yeah, see what I mean? Yeah. Shit.
Who needs to go to water parks? We've got our own slip and slide.
Yeah, see, so there he's got my tracks as a guide. He knows perfectly well that's perfectly safe.
Oh, got that. I got that. Are you through those ruts yet?
Oh yes.
Few more. You got to pray in a forest when you get out. Oh fuck.
Okay, so after some heavy overnight rain, I've noticed I've got a drip here, and that's a problem I'm going to have to fix later, but for now, these guys have got more serious problems. He woke up with wet swag. I've got his mattress over here trying to dry at the moment, but yeah, a bit of a disaster. And now all my towels are all wet. I've got to dry them all out. They've been used to mop up water. James came out not too bad. His awning took most of the brunt, so his swag's okay, but yeah, we've got to try to get this dry and his mattress dry before tonight, otherwise he's going to be sleeping in a wet bed. That's no fun at all, I can promise you. Anyway, we'll see how we go. We'll try to get to the camp early enough to be able to dry everything out. So we're using an improvised clothesline to dry everything here. They're my towels, because we use them to mop up his swag. But you can see on this mattress, you can see just how wet he was. But it's drying out very nice. I've had it in the front of the cab with the heater on full bore, trying to dry it out, and it's a lot drier, but it's still, you know, just right down the corners it's a little bit wet. But yeah, that sleeping bag got wet as well, so that'll only need a bit of airing, and it's quite windy at the minute, so yeah, should work. But yeah, we're showing signs of mud. Definitely. I mean, earlier on you could barely identify these wheels as even having tyres on them, and just so coked in mud, which meant we had absolutely no traction whatsoever. So we actually deliberately went through some water just to wash the mud off, and
it didn't work.
Well, it did kind of. It's got, at least we got some tread back, not a lot, but we got some tread back.
Have a look just under my awning at the back of the car.
Why? What's
I've got mud almost on the roof.
Oh well, that's probably because you go a little bit fast into some of those water holes. But anyway, yeah, we definitely got mud.
And welcome to day 4 of the Powered Rangers. Have a look at that. That is just magnificent. And here we are, about 80 k's to go on the Holland track. Then we should have about a 20k run up to Coolgardie, and I think that'll be most of the bush bashing for the Holland track day 4, maybe. I don't know, I've lost track. And we will find out. But this is the fastest we have actually managed to go for 2 days. There has been mud, bog holes and everything else. I remember reading on the other night when there was internet access that yesterday was meant to be thunderstorms, hail, snow, sleet and all sorts of shit weather in WA, and yes, it was. I mean, we probably had about 10 mil of rain all up. Most of us survived all right, but Terry was out in the open and ended up with a lot of water going in his swag because he did not have an awning protecting him while he got in and out.
I'm willing to bet this is a car killer. I'd have to get out, I mean, got my shoes and socks on, otherwise I'd have to step in there to find out how deep it is, but I'm willing to bet that's quite deep. I should probably get a stick to see if I can find out for sure, but I'm going to say that's a car killer. Yeah, I was saying it's a car killer, but I've just put a stick in it and it's 4 foot deep. I would say that's a car killer. Okay, so I keep on talking about car killers. Well, if you can imagine this one full of water, look how deep that is. If you came along thinking it was just a puddle, drove into it, well, chances are pretty good you wouldn't be coming out the other side. Today we can get through it easily, but you certainly wouldn't want to be pushing your luck. Fortunately, there's usually an alternative. And for some smaller four-wheel drives, this might even be challenging. It's not. In fact, I reckon that's harder work because you've got to turn. The wheels get stuck in the rut. But this one, on the other hand, yeah, it's just straight in, straight out, easy peasy.
9 years ago, back in 2012, I don't think the guys at Ford would have realised that at the very end of the Holland track in 2021, we are 2 kilometres away from cracking 200,000. So I guess that would make it happy birthday. And I'm not going to sing.
It's such good wood.
So far I've been having a lot of fun. This trip has been a lot more than expected. I mean, the first section, which was meant to be all 2-wheel drive, I'd never expected as many water crossings. I never expected accidentally trespassing on some farmer's paddock and cutting up and driving over his wheat. And, yeah, sorry, my bad. Then getting to the Holland track itself. Well, the first day was, for lack of a better word, interesting. We had nothing but mud.
It fell from the sky.
Here's our firewood collector. Yes, I personally thought that today, particularly this morning in all that mud, was pretty exciting.
Oh, the mud this morning, especially with the storm and all that rain last night.
Yes.
It made it to the stage where we had absolutely zero control of the car. You just went where the ruts pointed you, and you had to hope, if not pray, that you could get out the other side of the bog hole.
Yeah, I started off on top of the ruts where I was out of trouble, but yeah, pretty much like you're saying, it was gravity that was determining where I was going to go, not so much my steering. I did manage to stay out of most of it, but it did not feel very comfortable at all. But anyway, we got through that, and that's the one bit I'm going to take home. I'm going to say, wow, that was pretty amazing.
Exactly. So, shall we do it again?
Yes. So, I've actually been quite amazed because I've heard people talking about the Holland track, but one of the things that probably took my attention is what they call car swallowers or truck swallowers. Big, huge holes that even my truck would be completely engulfed underwater if you went into one. I've been pretty amazed at that. We've filmed quite a few that are dry, and we only know how deep they are because they're dry. If they were full of water, you'd drive into it thinking it was a puddle, and that would be a big mistake. But some of the other things I've been amazed with, I've been amazed at how well James's vehicle has gone, because I mean my vehicle is expected to get through all that, but quite often when I've expected James to get bogged, he hasn't. So I've been very impressed.
Skill.
Well, maybe it's technology, or maybe, I don't know, anyway, doesn't matter, whatever. He doesn't have the right tyres for a start, but he's been getting through, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, but my car also had its 200,000 birthday.
Righto. During the trip.
Right at the very end of the Holland track.
Righto. So, but you know, seriously, it's been a very interesting trip. I mean, James and I, we've been through some fairly extreme conditions, but I have to say, this trip we've gone through probably some of the most extreme conditions. Oh, hey!
Sorry.
This trip we've gone through some of the most extreme conditions we've ever been into. and got through it. So you know, I have to say it's been, from that reason alone, it's been sort of, maybe not that it's overly extreme, but the fact that it's the frequency of which it's been extreme.
True.
You know, you go straight from one mud pile to another mud pile to another mud pile to another, and going all day, and at the end of the day you're exhausted from getting through all the mud. So and then there's all the other issues you've got to get through as well. So yeah, and a wide variety. 1 minute it's mud, next minute it's sand, then it's rocks, then it's back to mud again, and every time you think it's just about over, more mud. So
yeah, one of the things I found was that as we were driving along, the trees all disappeared and went to shrubbery. Then you ended up with the big gum trees and paper bark trees, and as soon as you saw them, you knew for a fact that A, there's going to be a campsite around here, and B, there's going to be mud.
And there's been a lot of campsites and a lot of mud. So yeah, and of course we just picked the campsites based on the time of day. No point stopping too early, no point stopping too late. So we just picked whichever one was available at the time. But the one thing that is a bit disappointing, and of course it's predictable, whenever you're likely to get actually bogged, there's no trees around to winch off. But I will say though, quite a lot of the really, really nasty ones have had trees there, and I wouldn't mind betting that's how people are getting out of them. But we're lucky because this time of the year it's still wet, it's still dangerous, it's very slippery, but not all of the holes are full of water. So overall, I think we've picked a good time of the year. Mosquitoes at a minimum because it's just coming to the end of winter. No, actually, we've just finished winter. We're now officially in spring, but only just. So the mosquitoes are only just coming out now, and it's cool enough. It's not too hot, not too cold. I think it's just perfect time to do it. And if we're going to do it again, I would suggest we do it this time of the year again.
Amen to that one.
What we have here is our fire for the end of day 4. And it's a pretty amazing fire. Of course, typically we're taking advantage of the things which are available to us. You can't see him, but there's Terry. He's in camo. So, and James is also in camo, which means you can't see him either. But he is there.
I am a figment of your imagination. Thank God it's not smell-o-vision.
Ooh, good point. You know, back to the fire. Magnificent fire. So this is the morning of day 5, our camp day 5. Got some bacon cooking there on the fire. But I just wanted to let you know how cold it is here. This is the table. Now we've been up for quite a while, more than an hour. And look at the state of this table. This is frozen solid. Yeah. And we're going to have to sit down and eat our breakfast here shortly. So might not do that. Because here's where Terry sat his ass on the seat. Look at that. Stuck to the seat. So it's cold. But the fire is lovely and warm. So everyone's going to gravitate to the fire, I have no doubt. And the bacon is cooking very nicely.